Do we know if the judge is gonna make it today or not?
Don't know.
I think it got his attention.
We got 1:30, so I'm gonna go ahead and, we're gonna start calling this meeting to order. I'll let y'all sort of glance over that paperwork that Kelly handed out. It's a job description for the finance director. I haven't gotten much further than that. We also have a job description for it says financial management. It's the payroll, insurance coordinator,
Oh, but yeah.
and you're gonna get us one on the 8:30, an
Yeah, that's-
updated one
Yeah,
at a later time. Okay.
that's the old one.
We do have a quorum here, and that the members of the committee are Justice Nelson, Justice Norvell, and Justice Clay. Justice Hepler is absent today. My understanding is she's in the hospital. Myself as chairman. We do have an old accounts payable description here, so we'll operate with it for the time being. When you upgrade it, you will be adding the, you got educational, but we don't have a salary range on it.
On the AP?
Yes.
Right. Well, the salary range is going to be what this slot is right now, the 28,912.
That'll be the max on it.
Gotta be the max. I need to add that, and also need to just add a couple of, under essential duties and responsibilities, I just want to put inventory in there and some imaging duties.
Okay. So those will be added to the accounts payable coordinator job.
Correct.
Okay.
It's on the sheet right
Yeah, we've got that added. Let y'all be looking over that. I'll go ahead and bring up that. Assuming, did everyone get the email and look at it that Kelly sent about changing the way, the structure of the department? It's probably just in your email.
I got a copy too.
You gave him a copy, okay. What they would like to do, we gave them a part-time clerk position. They would like to combine, or allow Kelly to move to a 80-hour work week. She worked a 40-hour work week. It seems as though she does it most of the time anyway. What we're doing is just adjusting it, but they're going to give up the part-time clerk position. It's actually going to be a savings over what we budgeted of about $1,600. That's including the retirement and everything for Kelly, the bump and that. That, if we elect to do that, that would have to go back to the full court to close that position, and I guess the finance to move the money from the part-time clerk to the full-time, or to Kelly as a full-time person. They are taking payroll and moving it to, Leslie Lawrence is going to keep the payroll. And she was doing part of AP job. She is now going to do payroll and insurance. And Beverly will be doing accounts payable, inventory, and imaging. And that's my understanding, correct?
That's our proposal, yes.
Where y'all, go ahead, Bob.
I mean, Is it necessary for us to make the decision what you do what y'all do in your office? I mean, as far as what you assigned the job duties?
I don't necessarily think it's y'all's decision, but the way that the salary worksheet was approved by the quorum court during the budget season, we would need to be changing that.
Gotcha.
And so we need approval for that.
And yes, every slide is approved by us with.
Well, I knew that, but I mean, I just didn't, I realized that now because of the job description
Right.
and the way we appropriate the funds, but I was just saying, they ought to be able to move people around in their office without,
Well, that's kind of what we did with the sheriff's department. We set him up with so many captains, lieutenants, sergeants, so that he could move as he saw fit. But with this, it's, what we're actually doing is assigning a position. We're not telling them who has to work in that position. We're just gonna tell them what the position is itself.
Peggy, you're now Kelly's boss. Are you okay with all this?
Yes, I am. I mean, I like the proposal. I think, what we're gonna do is, show it to them, offer it to them, and it'll be up to them, I guess, at that point, whether or not they accept it and want to go with it.
You did a real good job, Kelly.
Thank you.
So, I mean, this is the kind of stuff that we can work with. I mean, we bring us stuff like this, but we can see it, and it's very simple.
Thank you.
That's all I had.
Anyone else have any questions? Molly?
No, I don't have any questions. So we're gonna, just to make sure, so we're gonna, so the part-time clerk spot would not be funded anymore. That would go
We
for
would
the-
basically eliminate it.
It's going to go to finance then the full court.
That would, yes.
Now, so will Leslie be gaining more job duties? Or is this kind of in play about the 5,000? Wasn't there some discussion about her salary last year or something?
Okay, my understanding last year, and correct me if I'm mistaken, she was doing accounts payable and payroll. They're going to shift accounts payable to Beverly. Beverly was doing insurance, inventory, and imaging. They're going to take insurance and give it to Leslie Lawrence with the payroll, and then Beverly will have accounts payable, inventory, and imaging. Is that basically correct?
That's correct.
We had given them the part-time clerk's position to help Kelly try to keep her hours within what the courthouse hours were, the 32.5 hours per day or per week.
What, I think what you were talking about, Molly, is at one time, Leslie did not want to do payroll anymore. But then when she found out she may lose money, she decided she still won't do payroll.
Okay.
So we did decide that the jobs, payroll and AP, needed to be split.
Because it was just too much for one person.
Yes.
I gotcha.
Yes,
That
there were
makes
too
sense.
many mistakes, and it was too much for one person to do. So, Kelly did add some more duties to the payroll job, which really, insurance and, it goes with
They go hand in hand.
payroll, so.
And I've done that.
Right.
Together.
Kelly has
Linda
done
did
it,
it
Linda
together.
did it,
It's not
so-
like it's never been done before.
Well, it was kind of that way before Leslie took on both of them, wasn't it? Or similar to that.
It was similar.
Yeah.
Leslie was doing payroll and, but she never did insurance. So.
And you think the other two spots can stay at the 1690, that there's plenty of time to do those?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Kelly will basically be checking behind them to make sure that everything's done. So that's why we were looking at the additional hours for her. Bill, what do you think?
Yeah.
Mr. Clay?
Okay.
Well, do we have a motion reference to this?
Yes, I'll make a motion that we move Kelly to a 40-hour work week, and we approve the job duties, or amend the job duties. And I also make a motion that we send to the finance committee to eliminate the part-time clerk position.
Okay. We have a second?
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second on that. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? All right. You've been glancing over these job descriptions. I think that the things that we were looking for are in there, the ones that are the updated ones. Kelly will get us a copy of the AP, and I'm assuming you'll add the imaging and the inventory to that.
Yeah.
And then we can look at that one and we'll get that at a later date. We won't call a special meeting, just next time we have a personnel committee meeting, let's bring that before us. What does everybody think about these?
Does it not seem funny that we just approved the salary and haven't approved the positions yet? Doesn't that
Well-
not seem a little bit stupid?
Okay, in some ways, yes. I wanted y'all to look at have a chance to read over these while we discuss this, and then I'd like to discuss this openly. That's what I'm saying. I read them, and I don't see a problem.
But I hadn't. But yet we've approved the salary,
Well, we
not even
approved it.
discussed what's in there.
We approved it to go over to finance, so finance will get the final call of it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Anybody else have anything on the job descriptions?
Can I make a comment?
Yes, ma'am.
I just want to say about the only thing as far as salary goes that's changing is the number of hours that I get paid. I'm already working them. I would
Who's
just
in that position right
appreciate
now?
to be paid for them. So my hourly rate is not increasing or anything like that. It's actually
Is
still
human
below
resources
midpoint
payroll, is at the same
in
time?
JSAP. So that's what I want to say about that. And then we would be getting rid of the money that was appropriated for the part-time slot. The other thing I wanted to ask is if these job duties, if the distribution of them is approved by you and how we want to change it and define those slots, if that's approved by you, do we, before we make those changes in our office or try to get those changes made in our office, do we need to wait for the full court? I know the hours and the unfunding and all of that stuff needs to go to finance, but as
That would
far
have
as
to go to
job
finance.
duties,
And since it says that the quorum court will approve the job duties, we will have to send the changes in the job duties to the quorum court. They will have to vote to approve it, and that's when they would eliminate the part-time clerk's position. So we probably need for each one of them to have this, and before the finance committee, can you have this one updated?
yes, yes.
So that will need to go, normally, just approving the job descriptions doesn't leave this committee. But changing their positions and what each one is assigned will have to be approved by the entire court.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay?
Why do we have two separate things on, that Beverly currently occupies? Payroll coordinator and insurance coordinator. If she does both of those, and if those are one job, why are they not on the same sheet and not called the same thing? It's just kind of like Moses, we're gonna take a sword and cut her in two.
No, we're not gonna take sword and cut her in two.
Well, our department has 5 job descriptions, and so those 5 were split between 3 people. And that's what we're still doing, except I'm trying to condense them into 4 job descriptions, and that's where I'm going with that. So we have the finance director, we have payroll and human resources, we have insurance, and accounts payable. And for Leslie, you know, we talked about the money situation. So for Leslie to keep her salary and make no changes there, we gave her payroll and insurance.
Did you hear all that, Bill?
It's the
We basically have 5
last
positions
column,
in
the
my
final
office.
column over here.
That's
We
JSAT.
basically do not.
Pardon me.
That's midpoint JSAT.
We basically
Oh,
have
okay.
3 positions, Mr.
This-
Preston. We've got 3 positions. Now, the job descriptions, what you're trying to do is split it in 5 portions.
Well, actually,
No, this is not actually, that's a fact.
okay. Originally, these were 5 different positions. There were 5 different job descriptions. And what they're trying to do is combine these 3 and these 2. This one was considered 1, this was considered 2, 3, 4, and then, what are you saying the 5th position was, the imaging and the
No,
inventory?
that was actually what our part-time person did, and we just had to put it on someone when
Okay.
they left.
So originally, this was a part-time person, this was a full-time, this was a full-time, and.
Human resources was a separate one also.
Human resources was
Mhm.
a separate? Okay,
And
so
when
we
the-
don't have a
so
human resources.
When the chairman doesn't understand, how does he expect us poor peons to understand?
Well,
And this could lead us to why are they having such a problem in this particular office is because no one understands what they're supposed to be doing. And they don't do it because they can easily get out of it by just, that's not my job.
well, that's why we're getting job descriptions,
I
so
don't
that
think,
they
I
can
don't think
sign
that's
for
what
it.
you're accomplishing. I think if, this one ought to have a job description, this one ought to have one, and so should this one.
Okay,
There should be 3. If you're going to have this one doing 2 jobs, they should have 30% of the job is this, 70% is this. And you should have them that way, not concocted like
so
I see it.
these 2 should be one job description.
That's my opinion. I'm kind of like that judge on that TV story. That's my opinion.
Okay,
It's what we have done. I think all we're going to do is cause more confusion and more heartache. If I was out there and I didn't want to do something Kelly or someone else said, I'd say, not my job description. Probably could win it.
that's why we're gonna have them sign for their new job descriptions.
Signs,
No, sign. They're going to sign a letter saying that they received their new job descriptions.
that'll solve it.
Well, that way they can't say that they didn't know what it was, because if they do, you take it into court, this is what
I'm
their
not
job
trying to be
description.
argumentative.
No,
I'm just
I know.
trying to say that the mud you're sticking in this hole in the pipe, it's not going to stop the leak. We'll be right back here in 30, 60 days with 1 or 2 people having the problem again. because we have not done, in my opinion, again, that's my opinion, we have not done job descriptions for these people or for a position, care about who's in it. And we haven't assigned like payroll is 20%, 30%. Insurance, 10% or 20% of that particular job. That's a job position, description.
Okay.
Now, you can move on.
I thought I knew what was going on, but now I'm very confused.
All right, basically, what he's saying is these two should be combined, and you should put a percentage that, this percentage goes to payroll, this percentage goes to
You're saying these two should be combined?
It's the same person.
insurance and payroll.
Now, your life, you work getting more than all of your life, most of it.
A lot of it.
Now, do you have a job description for driving the truck? Do you have a job description for checking license? Do you have a job description for checking boat license? You do not. You have a job description that entails all the things that you do in your job. We don't have that. We're not even close to it.
Yeah. I see what you're saying now, is combine these two into one. Their job duties, but I don't know how you break that percentage down because I don't know what the
I can
percent.
live without the percentage.
Yeah, okay. The only thing though, and this is kind of like an SOP, a standard operating procedure. I mean, even though it's two different job descriptions, it's telling this person what they gotta do at this job and what they gotta do at this job. It's kind of like a policy. So it's a standard operating procedure. It's kind of what it is.
This morning, and I'm gonna do this one. And then Peggy comes in and says, why haven't you done that? She says, well, I'm working on this one. Well, this is just as important. Well, it's not to me.
Well, I see what you're
I'm not
saying.
trying to be
Yeah,
argumentative.
yeah.
I'm just thinking that we've got a two-headed donkey and I'm done. I don't want to be argumentative, but I just don't, I think it's incomplete.
The only thing I see is, like I said, this gives you, this is simple. It tells the person what they gotta do. It don't say you gotta do this morning, this afternoon, but this is your job. This is what you gotta get done. And there's deadlines to meet on all these jobs, and that person doing this job knows these deadlines. You know, you gotta have payroll done by a certain time. You know, I mean, so they're gonna do their job, or they should do their job. If they can't do their job, then we need to find somebody that can. I mean, I'm not trying to be argumentative either, because we've been agreeing here lately, so you know, I don't wanna mess up our record here. But a while ago, when I made my motion to let Kelly go to 40 hours, and it was seconded, and we passed it, I said we need to accept Kelly's job descriptions.
Well,
That was in my motion, but now if you didn't,
I'm not sure her job description changed.
no, but I'm not saying that,
My
but
job description did change actually a little bit because, like I said before, we've had 5 job descriptions for 3 people. And I have had to pull from all 5 and get things done. Other people have had to pull from multiple jobs and get things done. We all knew what we were responsible for, but
So
It wasn't detailed.
everything that you've been doing that you're going to continue to do is now in this new job
exactly,
description.
exactly.
Okay.
I'm going to try to wrap my head around this, but what Justice Nelson's saying, we could call this a finance, insurance and payroll. And these two could be combined. I mean,
You can still call it finance director. I'm not worried about it.
no, I'm not talking about finance director, I'm talking about,
The job
got-
titles don't concern me.
We've got a finance director. The thing is, these two, I can see what you're saying.
Well, these two are what basically, I mean, the person who's doing it's payroll and insurance. So, I mean, you could call it a payroll and insurance clerk.
I don't care. Like I
And these
said,
job descriptions could be combined.
whatever you
I mean,
call them.
payroll
doesn't
is a
concern
every
me.
2 week job. Insurance mainly is a monthly job. It's not, there's not a way to do a percentage.
No, we don't need a percentage. We done left that.
Well, I mean, I can combine them. It's going to be, I can combine them all into one thing if that's what you want me to do, but,
Well, I'm okay with this, but,
Staple it together.
Well,
yeah, just staple this together.
I'm not a member of the committee, could I make a suggestion?
You
If
can.
this is a total reorganization, it seemed like the easiest thing to do would be combine those two and combine these other two, and in your job description, you've got 3 positions, 3 job descriptions. It's all reorganized under the treasurer's office. End of story.
Because if you just staple the two together, you're gonna have some things that are overlapping, some things that are the same verbiage.
Yeah, just.
well,
Well, to
and
me,
when
it just-
Leslie was doing AP and payroll, it wasn't all on one sheet. She was taking portions of both jobs and she was doing both of them. And she was given a raise for that. Everybody was concerned that she was going to get rid of half of her job duties and still get paid for doing both jobs. So we have given her an extra job so that will justify keeping her money. That's why it's on 2 separate things, but I can combine it and make it into one. That's,
What were you gonna say, Ms. Peggy?
Well, you were talking about overlapping, if you mix this insurance job in with this payroll job, that, to me, that's overlapping, because like she said, it's a monthly thing.
Well,
I mean, that's more confusing to me than leaving it like it is.
yeah, and my thing is, I mean, I'm still gonna go back to this. This is your standard operating procedure. This is your policy. This is what this person's gotta do. This is what they gotta do with insurance. This is what they gotta do with payroll.
She's
So-
gonna know when she's gotta do insurance.
That's what I'm
and
saying.
when
It's
she's gotta
not,
do payroll.
it's not like she's gonna say, I'll come and work on insurance this, but payroll's tomorrow. She's,
Right.
whoever the person is, whether it's Leslie or whoever. I thought I done made a motion to accept this while ago, and I thought it passed. So,
Okay. Molly, you had something you were gonna add?
I was just gonna add that I think, yes, I think if Peggy and Kelly have worked together and they have found a way for 3 people to do all 5 jobs, and they have broken it down, I think that it's important, I mean, whether it's 1 job description or 2, I think the important thing here is to recognize that one person is doing both of these jobs for this amount of money, so that at some point they don't get to turn around and say, yeah, but I don't want to do this one anymore, can you give this one to so-and-so? I just think, I mean, I see it kind of both ways. I do see 3 jobs, 3 job descriptions.
Okay. Well.
Let me get you out of a crack.
Okay.
And what you want to do?
Well, I see the same thing Bubba does. I see it as 2 standard operating procedures. I think they have to both be done. But I also see that you might want to be able to split insurance out at some point in time, or you might be able to want to split payroll out. I don't know why, but
Why are we not doing that?
because we were trying to update all the job descriptions and get
Yeah.
the pay rates in there for them.
well, here's one more thing I wanna say. And it kinda goes along with what Molly said. Peggy and Kelly know more about this than I do. I trust Peggy and Kelly. They've never lied to me that I know of. So I'm gonna do what Peggy and Kelly want to do on this.
Well, we have Kelly's opinion, she's already wrote them, she says that it doesn't matter. Peggy, what's your thoughts?
I'm sorry.
Boy, did you see
What?
that look you got when he was asking?
You woke her up.
Oh, we'll grab it. What do you think? Do we need two separate job descriptions, or does it need to be all in one?
I do not think it needs to be combined into one, no.
Okay.
I think the person doing this job, I mean, knows if it's on, if it's listed as her job description is payroll, human resources, and insurance. When we give this to her, I would staple it together. This is her job description.
All of it together.
She's got 3 responsibilities.
Okay.
Without combining all of that, together, because she knows that a certain time of the month, she's gotta do insurance. She knows every other week she's gotta do payroll.
And the human resources is part of putting them in the computer, getting them the insurance information, setting them up in payroll, whole 9 yards. It's not just payroll and it's not just insurance, it's also human
Right,
resources,
and it's related
which is
to
on
payroll.
which is not part of the payroll job.
Insurance is a whole different ballgame than payroll. I don't see putting that in the middle of what the responsibilities are of payroll.
Well, we have a motion that has already been passed, and I believe we'll leave it exactly that way. This will go to finance to look at the elimination of we're recommending they eliminate the part-time clerk, and that they add that money into Kelly's salary to cover the workload that she carries.
To cover what she's already been doing.
Yes, and you're going to be writing them a letter. The job descriptions as will be approved. We do need to let it go to full court for combining things, reorganizing the chart. Once that's voted on, then give them their job descriptions, make them sign for them. If they don't follow the job descriptions, if they're not doing it, then handle it accordingly. Okay. We did have one other order of business that we were going to attend to today, but it has been withdrawn from the committee. Apparently at the landfill, they did have an open position for a heavy equipment operator.
Yep.
Which they had a person hauling leachate that was also a heavy equipment operator. And I don't know what happened with that, but they're not doing it anymore, so they have filled the vacant position for a heavy equipment operator with a person to haul leachate. So we will not be considering that. They have one other open position. It's an assistant office manager or assistant scale house operator. That's the only position that they have. Neil, do you know if y'all are gonna be trying to fill that anytime soon, or?
I didn't know we'd even filled the other one. And I'd like to see us eliminate the assistant scale house operator.
You wanna ask the committee to do that now?
Yes, I would.
I'll make a motion that we eliminate the assistant scale house operator position that be sent to finance. And the reason I'm making that motion is Neil Justice Birds is the chairman of the landfill committee, and he's done an excellent job, and I'm going on his recommendation.
I may be a little hasty, but I can't see any need that we would ever need assistant scale house operator.
Okay, do we have a second? We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
I
All opposed, say nay. The motion carries, and we'll go to the full quorum court to have that position eliminated.
We'll have to go to finance or just to the court?
Well, we eliminate the position, the funding goes away. So I don't think it needs to go to finance. The only reason this has to is because we're shifting money from part-time clerk to finance.
Yes, sir.
No one else has anything, I'll entertain a motion. We're adjourned.